We are now live.
Thank you. Can I get the scrutineers to update the voting results, please? Okay, with 11 full members voting for PSET Thailand and 1 voting for reopen, with that, this motion has passed successfully, where this 24th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly elects PSET Thailand to host the 23rd IPS Asia Pacific Pharmaceutical Symposium APPS 2024. Congratulations to the team from PSET Thailand. Would you like to say a few words?
Tang, would you like to say something?
Me? Oh my God, I have nothing to say, but thank you so much.
Yeah, I would like to say, I'm sorry, may I have a floor?
Yes.
Thank you so much for choosing us and have faith in us. So we are really looking forward to see you guys here in 2024. As we were also bidding for the 2021. We have been preparing for so long for this APPS, and thank you 11 voters, and we are looking forward to see you here in Thailand.
Okay, thank you both. With that, I will move on to motion 64. Motion 64 reads, this the 24th IPS Asia Pacific Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the IPS Asia Pacific Regional Resolution for Regional Policy Session on Men's Mental Health. With that, I'll be screening through shortly for the resolution that was written. So this is the resolution.
I'm so sorry to interrupt the chair. Would you mind just noticing the chat box, please?
Okay, pass the floor to Suin.
Thank you. This is Suin, IPSF APRO Secretary. Just a reminder that we are now over time on the session, so I believe we need the consensus of the Regional Assembly in order to extend the session.
I apologize. Thank you. Right now, I would like to propose the session to be extended until we complete all the motions for today, which I believe is 4 more motions. Let me just double check. The last motion being motion 68. So motion 64, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 more motions before we complete the whole full agenda of the Regional Assembly. I would like to propose that we complete it for today within the fastest possible time. If you have any proposal and seconders. Thank you. Proposed by IPSF India, seconded by UFA Philippines. With that, I'll ask full members to vote. If you are for this motion, please put a Y in the chat box. Otherwise, please put an N in the chat box. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, with simple majority, this motion has passed to extend the duration of the Regional Assembly to complete all 68 motions. I would like to pass the floor to Ms. Suin Lee, IPSF APRO Regional Secretary.
Thank you for the floor, IPSF APRO Secretary. So, and can I just remind all the full members that you have to vote for or against for a procedural motion. You can't abstain. So can the remaining 5 members please send their votes into the chat box?
I think we got 11. There's the one last one. Okay, FJ, right? Okay, thank you. Okay, now I would like to come back to motion 64 to screen the policy resolution. Okay, I would like to now open the floor for discussion. If there's any members of the assembly who wish to speak on this motion, please put them in the speaker list for the next 5 seconds. And Okay, I see that there is none. I would like to close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. I see that there is none. For full members who are for this motion, please put out your voting cards. Do we have anyone from MAPS? Oh, MAPS, yes. Okay. I'm seeing 11 votes. Do we have IPSF Pakistan? Okay, great. Scrutineers, please help me to count and update the parliamentary system. Thank you. 12 full members voting. Thank you, full members. You can put on your voting cards. With 12 full members voting for this motion 64 is passed unanimously. And I would like to move on to motion 65. Motion 65 states this: the 24th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Resolution for Global Policy Session on Climate Change, the Environment, and Sustainable Healthcare. With that, I would like to screen the regional resolution. Okay, with that, I would like to open the floor for discussion. If there's any member of the assembly who wishes to speak on this motion, please put your new comments through the speaker list within the next 5 seconds. I see that there is none. I would like to close the floor for discussion and proceed with voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. I see that there is none. For full members who are for this motion, please put out your voting cards. From MAPS, by the way, there are 2 of you. Just one will do from MAPS. Do you have anyone from South Korea? From KNAP, South Korea? Okay. Scrutineers, please help me to count the votes and update the parliamentary system, please. Okay, thank you. Full members, you can put out voting cards. With 12 full members voting for this motion, this motion is passed unanimously. We would like to move on to motion 66. This, the 24th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the following policy writing as official statements of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office. Let me see. I would like to screen them here. We do have 5 policy writings for to be passed during this RA, one being on climate change. The other being on mental health. Okay, I'd like to pass the floor to Suin. The floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor. This is Suan, IPSF APRO Secretary. While TK, you can continue to screen the policy writings because there's a lot to get through. I believe the policy writings have been made to all the delegates in the Google Drive for you to have a read on. Three of these have already been already released through our IPSF APRO official social media accounts, and then the remaining two are the results of collaboration with the African Regional Office, which will be published on a later date. We also have one that has been worked on in collaboration with Euro that is under the final edit stage, so that would be published later in the mandate and approved by in the last CPRWG meeting. But these are the policy writings that we have produced so far this mandate by the Secretary Subcommittee members.
All right, thank you. Right now, I'd like to open the floor for discussion for any members who wish to speak on this motion. Please put your comments through the speaker list. I see that there's none. I would like to close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. I see that there's none. For full members who are for this motion, please put out your voting cards. Scrutineers, please help me to count. Do we have Ismail Fasi and KNAPS? Yeah, KNAPS. Do we have any voters from KNAPS? Okay, scrutineers, please help me to count and update the voting results in the parliament. Scrutineers. Okay, Okay, thank you. Full members, you can put out voting cards. With 12 full members voting for this motion has passed unanimously. With that, I'd like to move on to the next motion 67. Motion 67 states this the 24th IPS Asia Pacific Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the external committee, subcommittee, and the internal subcommittee as the IPSF APRO Regional Relations Subcommittee. So for this, do we have Bill on the call?
Yes, TK, I'm here.
Okay, I would like to pass the floor to Bill. Bill, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Bill, IPSF APRO RRO. So this motion was put in this regional assembly as during this mandate, we aim to expand the role of the regional relations subcommittee and giving them more delegatable work. So for example, we have the regional relations subcommittee researching different speakers for our APRO events. We have them having a long list of backup speakers as well, in addition to, for example, partnerships with specific organizations for internships or for possible collaborations in line with a certain aspect of a project. And then for internal subcommittee as well, we believe it's important for them to get to know more on how they can help with supporting and encouraging CPs to do their work. So this motion is put here as a means to specify and also strengthen the subcommittee of the regional relations. So this will help the future regional relations officer in line with his or her role to focus his or her efforts into focusing on larger scale partnerships, on talking with CPs in line with their deadlines. And we believe that this will help the regional relations officer tremendously in the next few mandates. Thank you for the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to open the floor for discussion. If there's any member of the assembly who wish to speak on this matter, please put your new comment through the speaker list. Do we have anyone who wish to speak on this matter? Please put them through the speaker list. I'll wait for another 5 more seconds. Okay, I see that there's none, so I would like to close this. I would like to close this motion, close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. Against this motion, I see that there's none. For full members who are for this motion, please put out your voting cards. Who are for this motion. Do we have KNAPS and Isma Fast? Oh, okay. I cannot see your voting card. Is it just me? Anyone from KNAPS, Republic of Korea? Singapore. So Christinians, please help me to count and update. Thank you. Full members, you can put out voting cards. 12 full members voting for this motion. This motion is passed unanimously. And I would like to move on to the next motion. Motion 68 states closing of the 24th IPS Asia Pacific Regional Assembly. I would like to open the floor for discussion. If there's any member of the assembly who wish to speak on this motion, please put your comments through the chat box. Not chat box, sorry, speaker list. I see that there's none. I would like to close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. I see that there's none. For full members who are for...
Sorry, TK, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. But you might have to reword the motion to actually suspend like standing orders to conclude the regional assembly rather than just close the assembly.
Thank
just
you.
So that, yeah.
Thank you. Can I request, can I get the assistance from Regional Secretary with the rewarding? Did I stop sharing? Thank you. Motion 68 states Motion 68 states the 24th IPSF APRO Regional Assembly suspends the standing order and closes the assembly. Do we have anyone who wish to speak on this motion? I see that there's none. For full members, I'd like to close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. For full members who are against this motion, please put out your voting cards. I see that there is none. Full members who are for this motion, please put out your voting cards. Thank you. Scrutineers, please help me to count and update the parliamentary system. Thank you. Full members, you can put down voting cards. With 12 full members voting for this motion 68 has passed unanimously and we have decided to close the assembly. Thank you for attending the 24th IPSF Asia Regional Assembly. And thank you everyone and good job. And the live can be turned off already. And I would like to ask everybody to turn on your microphone and say, yay.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.